Okay, welcome to another episode of Connect in Politic. We're here with a special guest. Please introduce yourself by telling us your name, where you're currently located, and your favorite snack.
Oh, um, okay. My name's Courtney Johnson. I live in downtown Silver Spring. My favorite snack, I would probably have to say popcorn. That's so boring, but it's true. It's so boring.
Any special type of popcorn or special?
Just like a lot of butter.
Okay,
Just the kind that's really bad for you.
nice, nice. Are you? Is this homemade or you're getting from the store or somewhere else?
Oh my God, I can't make this. No.
No. So this is like movie theater popcorn, pretty much, with extra butter.
Yeah, or like the Orville Reddit, the one that's like really processed and
Yeah.
probably like all chemicals.
That's the one.
Probably
Gotcha.
really good for you.
All right, that's good. That's good. What would you say is your fondest memory from childhood?
Um, wow. I would think it would probably be some time with my mom. Um, I and I don't know, like, are we supposed to say personal things
Yeah,
or?
yeah. No, it is.
Oh,
It
we
is
are.
personal.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's about
That's great.
you. Yeah, it's about you. So
Okay.
it's as personal as you could get. Yeah.
Okay, because I consider myself a really like optimistic, positive, like not like bullshit positive, but like in general. And a lot has gone wrong in my life. um, but it would probably be with my mother. She was into like astronomy, and I just remember going to the UVA observatory and looking at the stars with her. And that was a few years. She actually committed suicide when I was 10.
Oh wow.
And that was, I have a lot of really good times with her. I know she loved me so much when she was alive, but that would probably be some of the best moments that I have from that period.
Wow. And how do you think that your entire childhood, so up to 10 and even into your teenage years, helped groom you into the person you are today?
I mean, I would say it gave me a lot of grit. I think I was faced with, she had addiction problems and things like that. And, I knew she loved me, but it wasn't like this great childhood. But, I would come to have a lot of adversity as my adult life. And I think it probably helped me prepare for how to deal with that. And, I think it made me a really strong person and very determined, and I don't give up very easily.
It's good.
So
That's right. What's something in your life that you're not willing to live without?
my dog Bogart,
What's the breed?
he's actually, like, I did his DNA, and he's part Akita, Shar-Pei, Pit Bull, and German Shepherd. So he's like all the aggressive breeds in one dog.
Wow, that is.
It's bad. He's the sweetest dog ever. So this is really bad. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but with my apartment building, I went to the vet and I was like, we need to have a breed. Like, we need to decide on a breed. And we kept going through the breeds because like they're all not allowed. So we landed on an Australian or a Dutch sheepdog. Which, have you ever heard of a Dutch sheepdog?
Never.
No, that's my point. It's my dog. So we just made him a Dutch sheepdog. So I guess we could say he's a Dutch sheepdog.
Nice, nice. I like that. I like that a lot. What are your favorite things to do for self-care?
Self-care? Well, I do martial arts. I actually started the path of the samurai. I dated this Japanese guy like 10 years ago. I was in love with him. In love with him. Broke my heart. Broke my heart. In fact, he would probably say we didn't date. In my brain, we dated, but it was more like I just, probably bothered him a lot. I don't even know. I went out to California like just desperate, It was just not a good time.
Oh, man.
That was the time of like boyfriends. But he had done like whatever. He had a lot of bokens, and he did Japanese sword fighting, and he studied in Japan and all this stuff. And I was like, that's cool. I want to do that. So I've been doing that for 2 years. I do. This is so stupid. I do Cindy Crawford's workout on YouTube.
Is this from the 80s, 90s, or does she currently have a workout routine?
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I like to do it a lot. It's from like 96, and I just think it's really good. It's really good.
We're gonna, after this interview goes out, we'll see a surge in Cindy Crawford workouts.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say we're gonna edit that out.
No. People, I'm sure people are gonna go check it out to see what this is all about. That's good.
I mean, it's called The Next Challenge. It's really difficult.
Nice.
Anyway.
No,
so I do that.
All right. So those are the two things. And the martial arts, what form of martial arts? Is it a sword fighting?
Yeah, it's called Kotori Shinto Ryu. Okay. It's a weapons-based art. You use a bokken or a wooden sword. I have a real sword, which everybody was very scared about when I got it. I'm very safe with it. I've been known to be clumsy, but I'm actually pretty safe with this. I have like a bow staff, and a naginata, which is like a traditional women's weapon in Japan.
Nice. What motivates you?
I I think this idea that, it's been a really crappy last 4 years. Like, I got divorced. My husband left me in the middle of cancer treatment. I went through breast cancer. I've had my, just a lot of stuff has gone down. I've had heart problems, heart surgery, all this stuff. Too much for 36 years. But I have this idea that the best part of my life is ahead of me, and that I'm just going to be so happy. And I'm becoming happier and happier, but I just have this idea that, the best part of my life is to come. So that hope just gives me so much.
Nice. Yeah, no, I think that's everyone, that the future is always, should be brighter than the past. So that's good.
Yeah.
What do you do in your professional life, and how did you get to where you are?
So I got this idea. I'm a doctor. I wanted to be a doctor since I was like 5. I struggled a lot to get there. I went through a really hard time in high school. Got a lot of, like, I was really good. I got really good grades, and then I stopped getting good grades. And then they told me, like, maybe you shouldn't go to college for a while. I got to college. I rallied. I got a 1.6. I got a 1.9 the next semester. And, and I was just doing like stupid shit, like partying too. I was just not doing what I was supposed to be doing. And then I went to the med school counselor, and I was like, I want to be a doctor. He's like, someone like you will never be a doctor. Ever. And I thought, okay, now I'm definitely going to be a doctor.
Right.
So I did. I got like a 4.0 the rest of my time in college. I applied myself, and I applied to med school, and I didn't get in. And then I got a grad school degree, and the bottom line is I applied to med school 4 years in a row. I got over 200 rejections. And, you know, everybody in my life is like, you should just give up. Like, maybe this is not like the path for you or whatever. And I was like, no, it definitely is. So anyway, so I got in, I did some work in pediatric cancer. I wanted to be a pediatric cancer physician. I did that. And now I work in pediatric palliative care. That's how I met your wife, who is truly amazing. And so that's what I'm doing now.
Nice, nice. What would you say is one thing you would love to learn but you haven't gotten to yet?
Speak Spanish. Oh my gosh. So many of my patients only speak Spanish, and I wish I could connect with them.
So
like,
are you,
really,
yeah. Are you on the path to the
No.
language acquisition, or are you
No,
planning
I've been so busy, but that's definitely something that I'm gonna look into in the future.
Can you think of any advice that you would give your younger self?
I would just say, be kinder to yourself. I'm so hard on myself. Every time I make like the slightest, you know, mistake, I don't let myself off the hook. You know, I think recently I got diagnosed with breast cancer the last year of my pediatric residency, and I didn't want cancer to define me, so I just kept going. And hindsight, I probably should have taken some time off to have cancer, but I didn't, and I kept working through it. And I went through like a year of high dose chemo, another year of chemo, and the bottom line is I had a lot of side effects, especially cognitive side effects, memory, attention problems. And I really struggled a lot during that fellowship. And I sort of look at it as, oh my God, I wasn't smart enough. I was, I wasn't meant to do this. But the truth is, I was struggling with a lot of things outside of my control. And, I still beat myself up for that. And I don't think like it's done. Like, I just need to forgive myself for a lot of the mistakes that I've made. So I would just say that I would just try to be kinder to myself and just realize that, some of the mistakes I made, it ended up working out perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, or at least not perfectly, but just the way that it was supposed to be anyway.
Yep. And to piggyback on that, what's the best advice you've received ever?
I think the best advice that I received is just relax. It's not, it's not, I have always been very goal oriented and destination and oriented. Like, I want to get there. I want to get into med school. I want to get into residency. I want to be done with residency. I want to be done. Like, there's always something. I want to be married. I want to have children. And, but the problem with that is I didn't enjoy the journey as much. And that's like really what life is. Cause like, what is my ultimate destination? To be 100 or something? Like, I don't want to look back and be like, man, I just set a bunch of goals for myself and I didn't enjoy what I did in between. Yeah. So I think just enjoying the moment. This is it. I think cancer gave me that, to be honest.
Yeah. Usually what I find is, to your point, that usually when people have these life-threatening or life-changing events or episodes, it's when they find these, profound understanding, like what cancer gave you, which is, enjoy the journey, because the destination is just one part of the bigger piece. So that's good. What would you
Yeah.
say? What is the toughest thing you've had to tackle? And what helped you get through it?
The toughest thing I've been through.
Yeah. And what
Um,
helped you get through it?
I would say, honestly, the hardest thing I went through and just coming out of, I think it was my husband leaving me in the middle of cancer treatment, and being in Hemon Fellowship and working 100 hours a week. And just the hit that took on my self-esteem. I never thought I would be that girl.
Yeah.
But that was so difficult. The pain was so much. I would wake up in the middle of the night and just start hysterically crying. That's why my dog's so important, because I had him. I think having an animal was super helpful. Having my friends was really what helped me. My parents, honestly, is the people in my life. It's, I've been blessed to have an amazing father and just some friends that I've had for over 20 years. And that's sort of what has been my bedrock. And I feel very lucky to have people like that in my life.
Yeah. Connections is what is important. Indeed. And what would you say? What makes you happy
Um,
besides your dog? I'm sure you're gonna. I'm sure you're gonna say your dog, but besides, well, actually, no, I'm not gonna say besides. What makes you happy?
yeah, I really like, I really love laughing. I love being around funny people. I love funny movies. I love traveling. I love exploring new places. I really enjoy um, just being with friends. Um, I just really enjoy doing things that are different and unusual, and just, meeting people that are different. Um, just really like getting out there and seeing what the world has to offer, seeing all you know, the things in nature, the things in that I've seen when I was traveling, just experiencing what this amazing place has to offer.
If you won the lottery tomorrow, what will you do?
Well, I would get a car.
You'll get a car?
Yeah, so my car was a 2005 Camry. It died a few months ago, so I'm borrowing my dad's 2008 Camry. So I would definitely.
You get a 2020 Camry?
Yeah, probably. No, I would not get a Camry. I would get a car.
Okay.
And then I know this sounds like totally like bullshit, like whatever, but I literally, well, first of all, I'd get like, I don't know, I really don't want a big house because then you have to clean it. I mean, or like pay people to clean it, and like I'm only one person. What am I going to use these rooms for? So I probably wouldn't do that. Honestly, I don't know. I really have a shopping problem, so I'd probably buy a lot of clothes. But the one thing I really would love to do is to help animals and to help other people. Honestly, I know that sounds like so whatever, but it's true. I would, love to have like a dog rescue, or help, animals through the Humane Society, or, and then just help people in DC that are struggling. I think it's easy to look outside of our community to find people, but the truth is I've seen patients in our hospital, little kids that come in just to eat. And I know a little boy that comes in to have pancakes. Yeah. And like that's the type of person I would want to help. So I would really want to give back to my community too.
Right. So if you knew tomorrow was your last day alive, is there anything that you regret not doing?
I mean, I don't really want to say that. For some reason, I don't want to say that because I feel like if I had one day left, I just want to live that day. Like, fuck the past, it's gone. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like, why would I spend a second of that day regretting something that's already done that I can't change? So I don't know. I feel like that's probably a loaded answer, and who knows? Maybe I actually would regret something.
No. So it's not regret something you did. It's something you didn't do. You haven't done.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't had kids, but like honestly, I wasn't in a good place to have kids, so it's not like that would have worked out well. That would probably be something that I want to have a kid before I die.
Okay. All right.
Because that's it's amazing. I mean, from what I've seen.
We can even just use that as a quote. That could be a great quote. Having kids is amazing. From what I've seen.
Well, I'm sure there's like I'm sure. I know there's hard things. I'm a pediatrician. I see it every day. But yeah, I think that, yeah.
Okay. If I'd say the word forgiveness, what comes to mind?
My ex-husband.
Okay. Do you want to expound on that, or just is that enough?
Yeah, like I know, like, how like you read, you're like, oh, you can't have hate in your heart. It's just gonna rot your soul, and like it fills you full of poison, and they don't even know. Like, so I know, like, I need to forgive him, and like, but not for him, for me.
For the final question, how do you define success?
I think having a sense of peace and just happiness, just finding that you're living the life that you want to live. I don't think it has to do with anything outside of us. I think that's totally an internal job that we have. I don't think it has to do with money or status or your job or anything. I think it's just, how do you live with yourself in the best possible way every day, and what makes you happy and what brings you peace. I think if I could live like that the majority of the time, for me, I think that would be a pretty successful life.
Nice. Well, we connected, we politicked, and we'll do this again in the near future. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I am so, thank you for deciding to interview me. I don't know how interesting or whatever I was, but
No, you're great. You're great. You're great.
I appreciate your time. I really do.
Thanks.